Oh, hey there. Welcome inside our Inside College Football studio in New York, Illinois. Going to Indiana. First ever meeting when they're both ranked. Hoosiers third in the country in rushing yards per game. They've just come steamrolling everybody so far. Both of them are top 10 in points allowed. But now we see who puts the better eye. Yeah.
I saw what you did there.
Okay.
Well, this is really interesting. I visited Illinois in fall camp, and a lot of people were making the comparison between them, and maybe you could be this year's Indiana, and they were offended. They didn't want to be compared
made the playoff
to Indiana, but it was the way that their team was made up. They want to be able to establish their own identity, which is a physicality in running the football. The irony is that Indiana's more Illinois that Illinois wants to be right now than they are themselves.
Huh?
Indiana, stick around. Now, that even lost me a little bit. Bottom line is this.
Hold on, get comfortable. Let me get comfortable.
The punchline is Minnesota.
Indiana's running the football extremely well. They're extremely physical on both lines of scrimmage. Their quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, to me, is playing at a higher level right now than we're seeing with Luke Altmyer and the way that they're dealing and distributing. I think this Indiana team has been slept on. I think they're a much better team this year than they were a year ago. And Illinois, we just haven't seen them take that step. If they can go on the road and be who it is they want to be and who we all thought they'd be, I'll be impressed because Indiana is a really solid football
you're saying
team.
that they want to be Indiana.
I don't even know.
Are they going to be this year's Indiana or last year's Indiana?
I don't know.
And where was I?
Champagne. But maybe I was drinking champagne in Champagne. Maybe that's what happened.
Rick, he taking shots at Luke Altmyer. Get him.
What?
All he did was lead the country and come from behind victories last year at quarterback. He had 5 of them.
It's good. I'm talking about watching on tape throwing through 3 games.
There is some question about Indiana this year's version because we were so impressed with last year's version. Their schedule's light, right? They haven't played anybody of note thus far. So are the numbers enhanced or are they just a reveal of who they are again? That is to be determined. I think Illinois has been tested. They went on the road to play Duke and came out of that game playing brilliantly, causing all sorts of turnovers, an opportunistic side of the ball on their defense. I have to lean Illinois in this game just because I have a little bit more information. But the numbers are incredibly close.
Sure,
when you look at
what information are you working off of?
I mean, like a good opponent?
Yeah, they played Duke. They played
Okay,
Duke
but what
on the
about
road.
Old Dominion? That's who Indiana opened up with 27-14, I believe, was the margin of victory was the score of the game, 13-point margin of victory for the Hoosiers. So that was good competition considering what Old Dominion just did to a P4 school in Virginia Tech. Walloped them.
That had been beaten 34-0 in the second half of the Vanderbilt game.
Dang, never mind. I tried.
And Duke didn't fare so well against Tulane either, so.
Fair. I'm just pointing out that I think this Illinois team, if I'm having to pick between one or the other, I'm going to go with the quarterback who's been with his mates longer. I'm going to go with a team that, went and whipped South Carolina in a bowl game, has a number of experienced players coming back. I'm going to take the visiting team.
And their head coach can also sell the disrespect kind of card pretty aggressively. For a team, they won 9 games last year.
That's right.
And how many people do you hear talking about Illinois? Everybody's talking about Indiana and their year last year.
It was more about which SEC team should have made it among the 3, including the one they beat in the bowl game. And
Mendoza's playing well. He played well at Cal.
Thank you.
He's playing well at
Upgraded
Indiana.
quarterback, as you mentioned.
But it's hard to discount that lack of respect, especially early. You look at their schedule, it's the same thing. You go, okay, who should they beat? And there's a lot of teams.
There's no disrespect. A lot of teams have cupcakes this time of year.
You can sell it pretty hard.
I picked Illinois to go to Duke and win that ball game. A hard-fought contest. It was nip and tuck early, and then they separated from the Blue Devils. I like this Illinois team. Running back, you got big old, was it Fegan?
Fagan.
It's Fagan. He can be wherever he wants because he's 6'3", 255, and I don't want to hit him. And, man, he looks huge on film. Just imagine standing across the line of scrimmage from him. And then you have the other guy, Khalil Billy Ray Valentine, number 5, who's a little bit more shifty at the running back position. And I didn't see a lot of separation, though, with the receivers in the games I watched on tape. So I think that's going to be interesting. On the flip side, Indiana, Omar Cooper Jr. at wide out. Yeah, I know it was Indiana State, but 10 grabs, 207, 4 touchdowns. Xavier White in that Illini secondary, a little banged up. We'll see how healthy he is for this contest. I think it's going to be a close one, but I'm going to go with Indiana.
Okay. It's going to be raucous.
Oh, yeah. It'd be
night
crazy.
game. All these students are now just completely, drinking the Kool-Aid that
As they
we got
should.
last
Oh, that
year.
ain't
Of
Kool-Aid
course.
they're drinking.
It's red. It's red. And Illinois' home game with USC is now sold out for coming up next. So
if you're an
both of these
Indiana senior,
campuses.
if you're an Indiana senior, you're sitting here going, how did I get this lucky? My junior year, we have that kind of magic. We go to the college football playoff, and here we are getting ready to do it again.
And what's interesting, Cignetti's not talking this year. We're not hearing anything about him being in the news. They're riding low in the cut, just waiting to wallop some people. And I
Maybe
wonder if that
Google it?
starts this weekend.
Maybe we Google it?
I don't know if he ain't. He's off the internet. They just about balled this year.
He's not off the podium, though. Both coaches into spin mode Tuesday talking about the matchup.
They're a really good football team. Got a lot of good players, a lot of veteran players. Coach Bielema does a great job, him and his staff, in all 3 phases, offense, defense, special teams. That's the one thing about Illinois is they know what it takes. You know, the success they had last year, return a good nucleus of guys. Ought to be a great matchup.
There's very few plays that you can tell there's a mental breakdown or we always say that, more games are lost than won in our program, penalties, mental errors, and turnovers, and they just don't do those things, right? And I think a tale is always special teams. Like, you can have a group that has a really good offensive unit, defensive unit, but when special teams falls in line with that, that's usually something that kind of just goes ding, ding, ding. This is a universal approach.
Yes. By the way, you know who's luckier than the seniors at Indiana? The sophomores who got last year, and
True enough.
And now they didn't know they were going to what's going to become a football school.
Watching that punt return there, it's reminded me of that Ohio State-Indiana game. Remember, there was a punt return in that game as well.
Yep.
It would not
Caleb
shock me,
Downs.
given how close these 2 teams are statistically, that it comes down to a big special teams play.
I could see it. Sportsline model says Indiana 30-26. For those of you taking Indiana, that about?
I'm taking Indiana.
About right.
Hey, 30-29, as long as they're ahead.
I think it'll be bigger.
Really?
I do.
Okay.
And I'm taking the boys wearing orange and blue.
Love it. We got some diversity. That's good.
Yep.
It's going to be a good game. Like,
Running a lot.
that's really what last weekend showed, though, right? These types of games are so close. I think this is the parity that's starting to enter in. The difference between the good and the great used to be like this. It's much smaller now, and it's making for a much more entertaining product.
Very, very
There you go.
exciting and entertaining.
Okay.
Bye!
Bye.
High five.
6-7.